Hi, everybody. I'm here with Ian Moores, and we're going to be talking about recruiter enablement. So, Ian, thank you for joining me. Give us a quick introduction to you.
Perfect. Thank you, Adam. Nice to be here. And congratulations on the traction with poetry. I'll give you a bit of a plug before we start. Quick rundown into me. So I work for Alstom, formerly Bombardier as well. So I've been in-house for the last 6 years, working within Global TA on our Centre of Excellence. I have the great pleasure of overseeing operational performance tools, processes, and our TA learning and sourcing groups. Before that, I've been in RPO, worked across all manner of different sectors, different countries, and then I started my recruitment journey many years ago in executive search, working in energy commodities. So I think I've seen the full breadth of talent acquisition.
Yeah, I think so. I'd love to really understand generally two questions in one. The first part is like, what's recruiter enablement to you? That's not really a term you use in your company, but you pretty much do it. So, what's recruiter enablement? And also, I want to specifically find out a bit about your exciting, like big venture over the last 6 months or so. It's been the TA Academy, so maybe longer than 6 months. So yeah, what's recruiter enablement generally, and also tell us a bit about the TA Academy.
Yeah, of course. So I'm not sure I'm going to be able to add anything unique to the other discussions and interviews we've had with people across our industry in terms of a definition for recruiter enablement. I align to the idea that it's this empowerment of our recruiters around knowledge and tools and processes and resources to support them to deliver and excel in their roles in the best way they can be, and to add value to the organization in which they're working for. I think for us at Alstom, we've sort of looked at it in a more broader sense. So rather than recruiter enablement, I'd probably look at it more as recruitment or talent acquisition enablement. So rather than just making the recruiter the center of the exercise, we've brought all of the stakeholders that play into the process and look to really upskill, drive their performance and enable them to be successful on behalf of the organization. I think for us, and I've again seen a lot of the other conversations you had, I think there's two elements for us that are really important. It's the context in which we're sat in. So for people that don't know Alstom, we're a very large global mobility solutions business, a leader in rail. But the organization's come off the acquisition of Bombardier, so 2021, the coming together of two 30,000 people businesses. So that gave us a unique challenge in the sense that there were many different ways of doing things, different talent acquisition setups, different processes, tools, resources. So our journey now is really to combine that, bring the best of everything together under this one TA community, and the TA Academy, I should say, is the route to enable us to do that. The Academy was sort of coming off not only that sort of background, but the fact that we've not really invested a huge amount historically, probably more on the Bombardier side, I should say, on actually learning and development for TA. It's been very transactional, very service-led. So we really want to drive performance uplift for our recruiters and the teams. And our academy tackles this in several different ways. So as you rightly said, it's been a journey probably a little bit longer than 6 months now. I have access to a fabulous learning and development team. Alston University is fantastic, and the resources that we have available to us, it adds a little bit, makes my life a little easier, I should say, and the teams have been great. But we've been able to tackle this by providing a platform so that you can imagine the recruitment process, and the process is split into its different segments, and we have all of the resources that you need to be successful in that part of the process. Our first part is really driving that for the recruiter. So you could start with the kickoff call with the hiring manager. We give you all of the tools that you need that are available, templates, etc., through to all the sort of job descriptions, all the branding materials you'll need. In fact, I should say Lola, who oversees our employer branding group, she's doing a huge project for us right now to put all of our templates into Canva Teams, and that will be accessible through the Academy as well. So we're really giving all of that resources at the fingertips of the recruiters, but they can go in and access learning at the same time linked to that part of the process. Now, I say that's part one because that's very recruiter centric. And as I said before, we're looking at this as recruitment and talent acquisition enablement. Later this year, we'll open the academy up to our hiring manager community and the rest of the Alstom business, because we are acutely aware that a lot of the blockages we face in recruitment are not necessarily down to the recruiter. It's down to the interactions and the handover points that you have with different stakeholders. So just simply raising the standard and enablement of our recruiters is just one part of that problem. By alleviating one part of that problem, by giving the hiring managers that same access and training and uplifting to make their life a little bit easier, we hope to see this sort of stream going downstream to support the entire recruitment process. So this is the first part we've broken down our recruitment process into these, I think it's 5 core steps. We've built a lot of resources and tools and training that you know, to empower this. In fact, right now, one of the very nice things we've been able to launch is this challenge internally, where we have 5-6 different learning teams right now matched with talent acquisition to provide different resources to support our hiring managers. So from hiring manager interview training and a toolbox that will come off the back of that, through to recruiter training on interviews, through to how to take a good role briefing, all the way through to things like how to manage counter offers, and so on. So we're really bringing the recruiters to the forefront of this discussion as well, and letting them contribute and be involved into that process. The second part of the academy is driven specifically at the recruiter. So it's a completely separate part that the rest of the organization won't get to see. And it's split based on the role profiles that we have within the organization. So it's really focused on the skills, capabilities that are required for them to fulfill their role, and to give them access to internal and external training to support on their career development, for things like LinkedIn training and so on. We've also given them access to external content, because along my journey I've seen similar exercises done, and we always focus on ourselves internally. For me, I really see a lot of benefit by bringing that external world into our business. So we have, and obviously you see our podcast wall, where they can go and access lots of curated content from different podcasts, and our wall of influencers from LinkedIn, where they can go and engage and learn from people externally as well. So we've got a lot of these different cool bits and pieces attached to our academy, which will enhance over the next 4 to 5 years. We have a 4 to 5 year flight plan, but all of it's geared up to enable the teams to be successful, to really help them on their journey within talent acquisition, and really to contribute to this one TA community that we have, again, mainly back to our context and situation, 230,000 people, businesses coming together, lots of different ways of working, one shared service, one HR business partner led from a talent acquisition perspective. And the academy is really helping to bring that togetherness to make sure that we're working in the right direction. So there you go, that's our TA Academy. Very simple, right?
Well, I mean, there's an awful lot of moving parts in here. I have both got a million questions and no further questions. The reason I've got a million questions is because there's so many different nuances in there and things that I think people would love to learn more about. But the reason I've got no further questions is because what I asked you to do was give us a summary, and you've given us a really comprehensive summary. And I mean, there won't be anybody who will listen to that and think, I don't really get it. Everybody will listen to that and go, wow, that's great. One only final question, and I don't know what the answer is at all, but is your company hiring in TA at all?
It is indeed, absolutely. So I'm happy to add the links once we go live on publishing this. But yeah, on our career site, we have a fantastic setup now. I mean, the teams are regionally split. So we have a central TA group headed by Francois that I support, and then outside of that, we have 6 separate TA groups that are set up regionally that contribute back into the global TA setup. And yeah, of course, our business is big and it's growing. It's a really great time to be joining a green and smart solutions led business. So there is definitely opportunities. There's a lot of projects you can see on the news with Alstom's growth. So absolutely, there's plenty of opportunity. So again, I can share the links, or the people can access it through the career site.
Yeah, great. Well, if I was looking for a role in TA, then I'd be 100% getting onto that career site right now and taking a look, because I'd love that type of learning and support that's coming out of you and your colleagues. So great work. Ian, thanks for taking the time to join me.
Thank you, Adam.